Well, I've never figured out what critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after a year of talking about it. They're teaching that some races are morally superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently saintly, and that's immoral. That doesn't wrong.
Critical race theory just says, let's pay attention to what has happened in this country and how what has happened in this country is continuing to create differential outcomes.
Really going all out with this Terminator thing. I think I found my niche. You know, like, how am I going to incorporate stuff that I like? Well, I mean, clearly. All right, let's stop. Let's start over. How rude. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, undesirable. Here I go, jumping right into my needs and wants. It's not about me. It's not about me, guys. It's about CRT.
It's not me. I'm fighting for my...
As you can see in the back, I move out the way. Bam. Let's not disrespect that font. The original font from Terminator 2. Don't ask me how I got it. I altered it a little bit, but apparently a lot better than the original. If you ask anyone what do they know about Terminator, it goes a little something like, hold on. It's a new one. It's a new button, so we'll get it.
Well, I've never figured out what critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after a year of talking about it. They're teaching that some races are morally superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently saintful, and that's immoral.
Critical race theory just says, let's pay attention to what has happened in this country and how what has happened in this country is continuing to...
Shouts to Vibes Cartel on the track. That track is Vibes Cartel called The Ambulance. Shout outs to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the back. Their trailer did, the movie did really well out there. It did really well everywhere, really. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. I'm your host, undesirable. I hope you enjoyed the trailer. Didn't take too long. Just a mix. Have one of those mixes in your mind and you mix it up. See how it goes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. As long as you try. That's where we're at today. Guys, when I say try, I mean try all aspects of this game here. If you're going to hustle, don't hustle anybody that I know. If you see somebody I know, skip them, please. Don't hustle my friends or my family. I know you got to grift. I know grifters are going to grift. But by all means, please don't grift any of mine. I'd rather not. I'd rather them stay grift free. Welcome to the show, guys. This is live at 5 p.m. The show that starts at 6:45. A little early today.
We're going live at 5.
Friday edition.
You know we finally there, right? 6 o'clock. You know we finally there, right? Live at 6 o'clock. It's Friday. 6
So we're gonna pick up where we left off yesterday. We're doing the CRT. We're playing some clips and dips. Yesterday's show went pretty well, so we'll pick it right back up from there. I have the same video saved that we didn't get to, and I promised that if we didn't get to the ones that I had saved, we'll make it a CRT 1000. We'll make it a sequel, but there won't be a Terminator 3. Genocide? What was it? But they had the TX in there, which was the first female Terminator. So that's what's up. You can't really get a clear still image of her for Photoshop because no one liked it. Tried to watch it 3 times, fell asleep every time. No movie you won't fall asleep on? This is Odd Negro's Friday movie plug of the week. If you find yourself on a rainy night not going clubbing,
you know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right?
Champagne and caviar. Don't touch those, they're for guests.
He's going to get him drunk and have his way with it.
if you find yourself staying in the house this Friday, rent Magazine Dreams. Fantastic. Jonathan Majors is back, baby. Like no other. I don't even remember the name of the studio. Maybe Grindstone or something like that. Doesn't matter. Oh, you want to do it too? You want to do it too? Similar joints? Watch Pamela Anderson's movie, The Last Showgirl, and watch Magazine Dreams together. That's a hell of a night. I promise you that. You might cry. You may get angry. You may want to work out because they both look great. Pamela's looking good. Pamela's looking good.
Well, I've never figured out what a critical race theory is, to be told.
Welcome to the show. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this is your last time, please, by all means, you know what to do.
I wish a nigga would like, subscribe, and share.
Means a lot. Means a lot. I seen the video from yesterday. It's moving. It's moving. Instagram's doing okay. No complaints. I appreciate it. All the love. I'll keep it going as long as you keep watching. At this point, we're over 20 episodes.
I got family.
So I guess we're family at this point. I'm just gonna call them, but just my niggas, just my niggas. My niggas and my niggerettes, and take that from Old Dirty. On this show, anyway. It's just my niggas. It's hanging out. I mean, I'm just kicking it with y'all. It's not nothing too invasive. You know what I mean? We're just kicking it.
Enough champagne to fill the Nile. Kalel, no. Max Lawrence, you're putting yourself and everyone else in danger. I need you to get ready to hold them both if I have to. Who are you? The lesser of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth.
So I was thinking, I heard a white supremacist today. Keep in mind, you guys are really messing up. I'm not here to come down on you again. Clearly, we're going to be talking about Charles Kirkland or whatever his name is. So there's no way he's not going to say something stupid. But at least tomorrow is X going to give it to you. And I got some videos. You never guess who's back. My main man, the one and only, chess playing, pizza eating, women kidnapping, kickboxing, Andrew Tate. He's back. He's got a new Bugatti, and he's playing new music. We just have to wait and see what that new music is. Probably have an idea. Look who it is. Queen to be. So that's into the chat.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? No, I was. I'm getting so I'm going to have to put a pause in this conversation, which I really enjoy.
Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to CRT 1000. The sequel, not the squeakquel. We're gonna pick up where we left up, but for now, I hope good to see you. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. Hi, right back. Look at that. Easy peasy. Hi, right back. Cardigan Fridays, guys. It's cardigan, cardigan, and we're gonna talk about. We're gonna do some more comparisons of the not comparisons, just what's still being taught in the schools. We'll finish our myths, which is right here, the garbage can. We're Mythbusters now, so that's good. Good to be a Mythbuster. Just trying to fill you in, that's all. But before that, we're gonna jump into Friends. Well, I told you it's Art with Mark. No affirmations today, unfortunately. That's okay. Still, go check out Marcella Goodrich. She has a petition up right now. We could probably go look at that. That's probably important. I saw that earlier. Check out this petition. And if you see yourself wandering the afterlife that is Facebook, sign it. Sign the petition. I didn't sign it yet. I just saw it just now. So I know. Hypocrite, right? Hypocrite.
I strongly believe that TikTok is a ticking bomb.
Hypocrite. Nah, it's all good. Check it out. Bam. I'll share it. And then we'll look at this petition. And then you, the watcher, the viewer, my nigga, working on it, can go sign it. Or not. But you should. You should sign it. I'm going to share my screen. This is the part where I do the Stevie Wonder. Looking up at the... Well, first let's look at what the petition is, and then we'll show you the link. The link and where to go to. All right, this is a good starter. So we'll take a look at this first, because like I was saying, this is actually pertaining to the story I was starting with. That's funny.
You know what's funny?
I heard a white supremacist using non-white supremacist material today. Just something that totally doesn't agree with this particular person's ideology. So I was like, you shouldn't be allowed to use that or use any non-white supremacist rhetoric if you don't like us. You can't be anti-supremacist. You can't be a white supremacist, and you can't want to hang us and hang with us. That's all. Listen to some Jim Crow shit. Don't listen to our shit. Go listen to that Jim Crow shit. Jim Crow mix. You can't hang us and want to hang with us. You can't sit with us. That's ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. Now, go listen to your Jim Crow mix. You know you got it. Go listen to it. I'll say it again, off the top of the dome. You can't hang with us and hang us.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
All right, so let's check this out. Sign this petition, hold prisons accountable for human rights abuses, repeal the Prisons Litigation Reform Act. To repeal the Litigation Reform Act. So this is what I'm assuming. I'm signing right now. What I'm assuming is, we can read it here, is a petition against a lot of these correctional officers. Let's fix posture. There's a lot of hot hot water. Again, we did this episode already. HOTTOCOs, hot tempered COs have got to go. If you want to go check that out, please go to Odd Negroes on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, your mama's house. No, we're talking about these hot tempered correctional officers, and it's getting out of hand, clearly. So for now, we got to do what we can to slow them down a bit. And things like this is good. Things like this shows the people that were paying attention to the brutality and the barbaric actions of these cowboys, which they're not really cowboys, because cowboys are supposed to be cool and in shape. They're not cool and in shape. They're doughy, out of shape, and who am I? Look at me to judge. Look, who am I judging? I'm not as fat as them. I'm not as fat as them. They look gross. Am I here to roast? Maybe I am. All right, maybe I am here to do that. Just for this one time.
You're a fucking pig.
Only because it takes 9 of you to beat up one person. Like, I don't understand. Help me understand that. And that's with their hands tied. You know, those people be like, you can't beat me with my hands tied behind my back. They keep trying that. Like, that's their tactic. They tie you up first and then go talk all this crazy wild shit. Oh, you see how good you ain't tough now, huh? Hands tied behind my back. Of course not. No one is. At that point, I'm handicapped. This is a handicap match. So it looks like a petition for the PLRA, which is the act that they have to hold back prisoners' reform, and anytime they try to appeal any wrongful acts to them that are happening to them within the jail, they have a petition that they've made that they signed back in '96. That I learned today by the lovely Marcella Goodridge, my wife.
Woo! I mean, what better than this? Just a guess. Woo!
Back in '96, they made this whole thing up, and it just reminded me of slavery. This is sort of like Jim Crow all over again, guys. You know, that sort of leash that they put on you after you're supposedly free, it's grimy. This is supposed to be, by all means, a rehabilitation center. So I don't know why I have to be punished for being punished. We went over that. HOTTOCO, hot-tempered guards have got to go. I'm going to sign this petition. Listen, go to actionnetwork.com. Hold on. .com. Daily Coast. See the link. There you see the link on the bottom. There we go. KOS. Sign the petition. Sign it up. I'll do it right now. No problem. Comments? ACAB. That's it. Simple. Guys, that simple act, you could change the oh no oh no no oh no oh no oh no. What do you want? You know, I'll share it though. How's that? Oh no.
Okay. Well.
Thank you for sharing that, Marcella. It's excellent. I hope that everyone who sees this signs that petition. That would be great. Got to get these bad apples out of your yard. They got to get out of the yard. A cab. Sign here. Below. Look at that. What do I want to add? What do you want me to add? Computer's old. You're going to embarrass me with these old emojis? Fine. How about this? afraid. There you go. Everyone. Just like that, guys. You could be a hero. You could be a hero. It's that easy. No, 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 no. All right. Well, that was fun. Now we're gonna go check in.
Well,
Check in with friends, art with friends, and then we're gonna get into CRT 1000. Guys, welcome to Live at 5. If you're just joining me, welcome. This is the Friday edition, as you know, which means it's gonna get wild.
You know we finally
That's
here,
not
right?
true. That's not true. It's not.
You know we finally here, right?
Well, it's Friday then.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right?
Well, it's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday, right? It's Friday.
Because we believe in the 13th and 14th Amendment. We believe in the promises of equality, and we know we can't get there if we can't confront and talk honestly about inequality.
Okay. Thanks again to uh-oh. Okay, shout outs to T-1000 and shout outs to Vibes Cartel. All on the same track. Vibes Cartel, T-1000. I mean the Lamonic the Lamonic Orchestra for the Terminator 2 soundtrack. And Vibes Cartel. I Negroes Blend. Can't use the word Negroes on TikTok. They'll ban you. Shout outs to YouTube for banning my wife. You son of a bitch. But then they unbanned her. But they banned her. Regular words, guys. Words, guys.
regular, degular. It's regular. No.
I've been called all types of ninja emojis all up and down this platform since, we've started this thing. And I'm going to tell you, they are still there. The people, never blocked. So, racist tomato, right? That's what I always say. Listen, guys, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere else, literally. You could be at the club. But you're here with me. So I appreciate that. Appreciate that petition. Signed. No problem. You ain't got to ask me twice. Changed my mind, guys, about Afro beats. Changed my mind. This particular artist I'm going to stick with can't drop the entire thing. I can't. It's too good. There's some stuff. You want a bum bum? There's new stuff, waffle stuff. I can't. But I will be listening to no DeVito, no Burna Boy. Oh! But I gotta listen to the beats though. The beats are still banging. I ain't gonna lie. You guys got it. You guys got something going with that. So that's what's up. Get my Stevie Wonder on. It's Cardigan. All right. Shout outs to everybody who joined us. Somebody else joined us. Appreciate you. We're doing art with Mark. And then we're getting into CRT 1000, guys. That's it. It's not going to be a long one. I promise you that. Do you hear me?
My dear American sister.
Heard. Shoutouts to Mark. Shoutouts to Marv. This is the single video that he sent, not to today, but what we will do in a to fill in the gap. Like I always say, he drops jewels, guys, every day. Hell of a thumbnail. Sorry, I like to admire my own art, whatever. If you don't listen, guys, let me tell you something.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Ain't nothing wrong for rubbing on your own nips. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. Now, happy Friday. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show starts at 6:45 today. The early edition. Appreciate Mark. We're going to get to the first video. We'll do one video outside of this, and then we're going to jump into the CRT. All right. Let's press play. Obviously, probably got to take the mute off, run it back. Regular shit. All right, here we go. We got this. Let's see what this guy's sucking up.
I'm not interested.
Right. No gray, no play.
Word. Sister.
I can't believe how gagged you both are.
I've never heard that, but that line when I'm in. For later, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, if you're not 50 plus, I'm not interested.
Right. No gray, no play.
No gray, no play.
Sister.
When I'm in.
But mind you guys, as hilarious as that is, I don't know if you with myself from the thing. But like I said, you can go to Mark. He is a full gray man. A wolf. A handsome gray man. But a gray man at that. So the no gray, no play thing is absolutely hilarious, given that is the market. That is the market of Mark. He is all gray, all play. All right. Appreciate that, Mark. We're gonna go to. Let's get to the. We see this handsome man right here. Get it to a couple of his reels of the day. He puts in a couple. Let's see what we got. No jingles. All right. You got sound? No. How did we do it? All right, here we go. No jingles. No jingles. You'll be okay, or you won't be. Or you won't. One of those. All right. No jingles. Let's mute this. No jingles. No jingles. Oh, God. Oh, no. Love that. What else we got? Hold on. Uh-oh, look at that hot mom. Oh, shit. No, that's actually great. Because all right, Mercury. Enough. All right. Guys, that was Art with Mark. That Maury episode, or those Sally Jesse episodes, out of control. Unhinged television. All right, that was Art with Mark. Thanks, Mark. Go check out Mark. The name's right there, guys. Go check them out every single day. I only played a couple because we don't have all day. It's not gonna be a long episode. I just played a couple. Just a couple. Happy Friday. Let's get into the CRT 1000, guys. I got a hot video for you off the press. Again, it wasn't as popular, but I predict, the reason why I'm bringing this back up, I predict a resurgence of this topic. That's all. I feel like it's gonna be more important than ever. And now you think about that. My comparison, we'll adjust here. My comparison to, like I said, if you're gonna grift, don't grift my family. My comparison to the Terminator is just, he tries to kill a kid to prevent the revolution. They're trying to stop kids from starting one. So you do the math. They don't want them to learn what they've done so they can stop it from ever happening again. I think that's like reverse Terminator 2. Well, I know part 1, he tries to prevent the birth altogether, but part 2, he tries to kill a kid. So that's kind of like what they're doing. Kid from learning facts. You're killing part of it, part of their reality. So in a sense, it's an attack. It's an attack. I won't say harmless, because reality is all you have, guys.
Holy shit! What is reality?
Reality is all we got. So if people want to alter your reality, like Mark Zuckerberg and white supremacists, they want to alter your current state, the only reality you have, they want to alter it. I feel like that's messed up. You only got that. You only got your present state. So if they messed that up, that's no good. So I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on the playing dumb. Like, I don't know why they're so against CRT. You saw that lady yesterday, all fired up. Fuego. We're getting into our first video of the day, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show starts at 6:45.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going
I've
live
never
at
figured out
6
what
o'clock.
triple history is, to be totally honest, after you were talking about it. They're teaching that some races are more superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently sinful, and that's the goal.
What has happened in this country and how what has happened in this country is continuing to create differential outcomes so we can become that country that we say we are. So critical theory is not anti-patriotic. In fact, it is more patriotic than those who are opposed to it, because we believe in the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. We believe in the promises of equality, and we know we can't get there if we can't confront and talk honestly about inequality. Yeah, she's right. I think she's right.
All right. So strong. Power. Today's story I snagged only because, like I said yesterday, the confusion of the word woke, that I'm not saying it's just the Saxons, but it kind of is. Look at that. We were down a light. Looking better. We were down a light. We weren't lit all the way up. Now we're dark. Hold on. Why does he fix the camera during the show? Just got to it, man. Oh my God, this man. He wears a cardigan and then he pressed the button. Why? All right. Hold on. We get it. There we are. All right. We were down a light, guys. What do you want? All right. We'll get it. All right. That's it. I had to the other night, I had to come to terms that Rick and Morty is dead. That's a bummer. Like, it's absolute. Like, I don't even know if Justin Roiland is doing anything. I think it's just dead. It's having interesting conversation about. Speaking of the petition, into this conversation with my wife, Odd Negroes 2, about getting these goddamn cops out of here. What is it gonna take? She was looking at numbers as far as like, what if they all sued and shit. That's how like that bill that they have from 1996 makes it so they can't sue. But it was kind of like, I wanted to know how much money has the state paid, let's just say within the last couple of years, in payouts. Now, I'll never know the ones under the table and shit like that. The ones that they do out of court, you'll never know that. But I just want to know a regular number, a small number, an idea number of what? So they said cities and counties across the U.S. pay out millions of dollars each year to settle police misconduct. And overall, they say this is back in I just went as far as we can go. So like I always go back either between 2024, but I just want to see, let's go back to 2019. I said to myself, don't ask me why. I just was, listen, I'm on my 20th show, 20th something show. I say go back 19. Guys, $175.9 million. $175.9 million in civil judgments and claims related to police lawsuits. That was just since 2019. You know it's up because you know the cases that just happened. There's going to be payouts happening in this week. And then Chicago, $500 million. $500 million. And again, that's all from 2019. So this is just money that's a constant payout. It happens every couple years. They have to dish out this money, but they complain about not having money for cards and bullshit. Stop harming the citizens, and maybe you'll have money for vacay.
The law. I am the law. I am the law. You betray the law. Mister, I am the law.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. So she also did some math, and it was saying like just that there's a lot of money to be made if they were to sue. And I think that money could go back into the prison, not to the employees, but to the food. If it wasn't for the PLRA, I'm just saying it could go into the food, into the living space. So it's kind of like livable. So they're not like on top of each other. So they're not like, I don't know, so irritable. It's kind of crazy. It's simple. But then I asked a question about how do they practice CRT all over the world? So I guess we'll get into that too, but that's also upsetting. Clearly, you probably know the answer to that already. It's simple to we could just say the word, just addressing the wrongs of the past. It should just be as simple as that. It's not really that complicated. It's just addressing what was done in the past. That's it. All right. Welcome to Live at 5, guys. The only show that starts at 6:30.
We're going live. We're going live at 5. Yes. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, ooh, that's it.
So this story tonight is a white woman who sues a Virginia school claiming anti-racism, the CRT, disempowered her biracial son. So this is a case, again, a few years ago, which is okay, because like I said, I feel it's going to be a resurgence. But this lady here,
White people doing white people things.
how would I include myself in this situation? How would I get myself involved in this CRT mess? I hear everybody talking about CRT this, CRT that. You hear Tucker Carlson say, I don't really know what it is. I have no idea what it is. That
it's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
You don't know what critical race means? Critical race. You know what a critical race theory is? It's just teaching the past. It's history. It's just a history lesson. It's cut and dry. You guys make everything so complicated. But speaking of complicated, this lady, she threw a whole Roblox on a Minecraft.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people.
Let's hear her out, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. If it looks like a mental breakdown, you know what to do. Don't just sit there. Please, by all means,
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what comes next, guys. My favorite part. My favorite part of the show. It's disclaimer time, guys. Come on. We know better than this. Help me out with this. We don't have a name. We don't do names.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship.
You're saying he doesn't want to do his chores because that's racist?
He's using it as an excuse because they've told him that that's how people see him, as a black man that the world is against, and shows it as a negative now.
That was Vanessa Riley. She's a Virginia mother who is currently suing her son's middle school because she believes that their anti-racism curriculum has actually had an effect on him that's been negative. Now, let me be clear. She appears to be a white woman. She is white and Native American. She says I
know that the Breakfast Club covered this, but I chose the Turks because I can't listen to Charlemagne. I'm sorry. His voice irritates me. I can't do it. I was going to go. I said, I'm only going to play black clips on here, but I can't listen to that pedophile's voice.
Oh, you nasty.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Charlemagne the God, Chinese food, 15-year-old, whatever, your funeral. I'm just saying, I don't like to indulge in Charlemagne the God. Sorry. Actually, any of the Breakfast Club. No disrespect to Angela Yee. She's never done anything wrong to me, but Angela Yee has never done anything wrong to me.
We are
radar, sonar, laser beams, jets, tanks, submarines, megathons, H-bomb, napalm, yeah! All this shit will kill you fast.
Her partner, her previous partner, the one she had a son with, is a black man. So she has a biracial son. She's now a single mother, and she feels that the curriculum that the school is teaching has actually ended up disempowering her son. And I'm careful with how I'm presenting this story because I don't think she did herself any favors by going on Jesse Waters' show, to be honest with you. If you read the details about her concerns, I think the story is like a crazy, rabid racist who doesn't want her kid to learn about American history. It's different from that. She's worried that her son went from not really feeling different from his classmates, feeling accepted, not really feeling like his biracial status was in any way a problem, to now feeling singled out within his classroom, and also feeling like since he is biracial and appears to be a person of color. I mean,
I'm so sick and tired of light-skinned people. Listen.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
We did a show on colorism at Negros. Go check us out. Show on colorism. It's called Colorism. Light-skinned people have all the fun, something like that. But we did a show on colorism. We did a show on black cosplay. Before the word got popular. You better check it out. Check when that video came out and when you started seeing the word black cosplay. Do the math.
That's also known as an algorithm.
But we talked about these things about light-skinned people just wanting to include themselves, but you're doing it the wrong way, dude. Dude, you're doing it the wrong way. You got to be subtle. We understand you haven't been seen and you also have been oppressed, kind of. I know. Because if you live in a neighborhood full of a whole bunch of white people and you like the color of Jada Pinkett or any of the Smiths, you are considered Demon Hansu. I understand that. I get that. You're the blackest nigga on the planet in that neighborhood, but that's not reality, right? Remember we was talking about reality? In reality,
Holy shit! What is reality?
In reality, you're fine. You're fine. You actually had to do things to go out of your way to be perceived as attacked by be racially attacked, i.e. Jussie Smollett. There will be no dark-skinned Jussie Smolletts ever in the history of black people. We don't have to pretend to be beat up. Y'all do. We don't. You took it all the way to court. I wouldn't have took it all the way to court. That's ridiculous. But yes, that's how far light-skinned people are willing to go to include themselves. So you see your mother walking around pretending like you're being oppressed. You better stand up and say, listen, Ma, I go to school with a whole bunch of other black kids. Or if you don't, and you are the Tupac of that school.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
If you are the Tupac of that school, by all means, you could be being oppressed. I gotta double down. I gotta double see what it says. What school is this? I gotta see what Virginia. Okay, good chance you may be the darkest nigga in that school. Maybe, but I doubt it. Because if you're mixed, that means if there's any other black kid in that school that has two black parents, you're out. Sorry.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
You can't out black to a black. That's how it goes. If you're Octoon, your mother's white, father's black, you can't out black to a person with two black parents. Come on, that's simple black math. Simple black math, okay? Afro math. You can't, don't do that. So he must be the darkest nigga in this school, which is okay. He may be the Demon Hansu of this Virginia high school, and that's what's up. But the mother's wilding. She's definitely wilding, going on the news saying her son's being oppressed, or he's acting like a nigger now because he's being taught how to act like a nigger. But we'll let her sum it up. Back to the story, guys. Welcome live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock. If you're joining me, thank you. You could be anywhere else in the world.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6.
I wish a nigga.
Subscribe and share.
Take it away, Turk.
In him that he's at a significant disadvantage, and it's kind of giving him like this defeatist attitude, I guess, when it comes to everything around him. So I think that's an interesting concern, and she doesn't really strike me as a racist person, to be honest. But what do you think, Cenk, after reading about the details?
Man, it's so mixed because the initial story is clownorama, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of what she says that I flat out don't believe. She says that,
I don't believe it either.
He's making excuses all around the house. I mean, what does racism have to do with your chores? There's
like a black
in the
man.
house, it's just you and your mom. So who's the racist one? It doesn't make any sense, right? So I'd be super curious to hear her son's perspective on this. My guess is it is very, very different. And in one part of the clip, she said, now that he's in the school and he's hearing these things, he's got strength in numbers.
What?
Yeah, well, what that's saying to me is other people are now telling him something different than what you told him, which is that, yeah, racism is real, it does actually exist. And so she's saying, well, now a lot of people are confirming things that are true, and I don't like that he's got other people supporting him on that philosophy. That's the strength in numbers.
Philosophy.
Well, I like that because he's getting a different point of view, which has a lot of legitimacy.
So again, that's one thing that the doctors had to prove. But if you watch yesterday's show, the doctors had to prove that to the damn new doctors and nurses that treating black people and the black myths that surround black births and black people's blood and skin, it's not a philosophy, it's a fact. Okay, racism is not a philosophy, it's a fact. There's a lot of things that people are making debatable that's not debatable. It's just a fact. I don't know why when it comes to certain things, you understand eggs come from chickens, right? Or we haven't figured out yet which one comes first. Right.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people. A big city built below sea level that throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. And our chicken?
You're right. You understand basic stuff though. The chicken comes from the egg, etc. But when it comes to like race relations, you guys are like clueless, man. You're fucking full Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, fucking clueless. Why? Why do we have to take time out of our busy schedules to talk to explain basic racism one-on-one to you guys? And I wish that a lot of you took some sort of race ed, black ed class, because you're totally out of the loop. No clue how this shit works. All right. Back to the Turk, guys. This is a Friday edition. We're gonna stop and go. It's not gonna be a long show though. I got one more clip, and we're gonna wrap the CRT 1000 up, guys. It's not gonna be a long show. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Like I said, you could be anywhere else in the world. All right, back to the Turks. Sound effects.
But the nuance comes in here. I'm quoting the New York Post now, so take it with a grain of salt. But they say the teachers were trained to identify white privilege, and they have that in quotes, and to understand that the idea of meritocracy is a myth. So that's where you have to do a lot of parenting, right? There's a lot of truth to the meritocracy being a myth. Oh, all rich people deserved it, and all poor middle class people deserve being poor and middle class. And so that is a lot of mythology, but it doesn't mean you can't make it. And as a parent, it's your job to inspire your kids to get beyond that and to make it. So you've got to interact with the school and give your own lessons as well. So that part I don't mind, but to dismiss the entire curriculum and to say you shouldn't teach racism and racism being institutional is just not true. They should teach facts in school.
She strikes me as a mom who really wants to shelter her son and like protect him from realities in America that are actually terrible realities for people of color, right? But you can't shelter him forever. These are realities, and sooner or later, he is gonna learn about it, if he hadn't already, by the way. And look, unfortunately, she's been convinced because of the right wing that critical race theory is being taught to like all students, like from the moment they enter kindergarten, which is also not the case. In fact, she has moved forward with this lawsuit, and a judge has already thrown it out, saying that there's been no evidence provided indicating that there's anything like inflammatory being taught to the students through this curriculum. And I would venture to say that the judge is right on that. But the mom, I don't know, like it's a little different counter whatever she thinks is harmful about learning about the realities of America.
Awesome. So again, that's someone who has their own misconception, fears online, because it happens when you're online. Everyone's a detective, everyone's a physicist and a doctor and a lawyer and a, unless they have the degree and went to the school, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, you don't have to take everything verbatim, but a lot of these people be taking this shit. They took it all the way to the damn house. They ran up there based on just words, but they call us sensitive. It's interesting. Let's get into another myth. Welcome Live at 5, guys. The only show that starts at 6:45. It's not going to be a long show. Not trying to take up your whole Friday. But we're just getting into CRT 1000. Just getting into the wrap up of how do we reach these kids before they reach these kids. They want to get to the kids' brains, and they want to make them think that the same thing that we were taught. And I feel like that's probably problematic. I'm a little Terminator-ish. Just a snap.
Well, I've never figured out what a critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after you're talking about it. They're teaching that some races are more superior to others. That some people and some are inherently sinful, and that's even more.
Critical race theory just says, let's pay attention to what is happening.
So, myth 1, only wealthy white Southerners owned slaves, while large plantation owners held a significant number of enslaved people. Slavery was practiced by a wider range of white people in the South, including those with smaller farms, and even in urban areas. The economic system of the South was built on slavery, and many non-slave holders still benefited from or aspired to own enslaved labor. So they're teaching the kids straight up and down, only rich people had slaves, just like as they had cigar, and pop, 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 pop. And they were just clipping a cigar. We can't get it in that frame. Pop, 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 pop. And they were just like, come here, throwing money, war bucks. No, it wasn't like that. Most people in the South had slaves, rich or poor. And if they didn't have slaves, they wanted slaves. It was kind of like they were in awe. Jelly. So, gotta teach the kids that. Gotta teach the kids that not just rich people own people. Regular your neighbor.
Regular.
If you could afford a nigga, you could have a nigga. That's how it was. Like if you saved up enough money to get a nigga, you could have a nigga. Just like you buy a PS5.
Regular.
You can save up to get yourself a nigga. And now if you start saving in May, by summertime, you don't got to do no chores in the heat. Because that's your boy or your girl or your man or your woman.
Regular.
Slavery sucks. Prison sucks even more, guys. Prison sucks even more. So yes, that is a myth that they're still teaching in the schools, that the only rich people own slaves. That can't be. The kids have to know that it was a way of life. It was a way to boost the economic system. It was a form of currency, not just privilege. That's that white privilege, right? No. That's a different form of white privilege that never existed. It was just if you had enough money to buy a nigga, you could buy a nigga. It was not just cut off to rich people, because that was the only way to build the economy. Come on, start thinking with your mind, guys, and start thinking with your wallets.
We're winning. You see what's going on. So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic, because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
Another myth: we do one Saxon and one African American, one Saxon. So that was one African American. Here's one Saxon, guys. The U.S. Constitution did not address slavery. The Constitution included several compromises that protected the institution of slavery, such as the 3/5 compromise, counting enslaved individual as 3/5 of a person. And fugitive slave clause, requiring them. Now, look at the fugitive slave clause. Does that sound like something familiar to you? Poor people aspired to have slaves. Yes. Yes, they did. Absolutely, 100%. That is a fact. That they were like, damn, how do I get like that? They drove by the house. They was like, damn.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right?
Well, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday.
They was riding slow on them. How do I get like that? Teaching the kids that that only rich people have slaves is stupid. It was if you could afford one. Guys, we were for sale, like Jordans. It's not a joke. Dead ass. Any age. Like, let's say you were an 18-year-old white male with a good head on your shoulders.
White people.
I was like standing on smoking weed. And so God like pursued me though.
Let's just say you were a good white male with a head on your shoulders. You're 18, you're fresh out of school or whatever. College, I don't know. I don't know what they did back then, 1800s, whatever. But listen, you're out there, you saved up enough money, you could buy yourself a slave. You could buy yourself a wife, Indian style. She could be 16 years old, black female or male, if you're into that.
It's a word that some gay man made up.
And you could buy yourself a slave. In my eyes, the Constitution is invalid and it continually violated. We, the people, do not consent. Maybe that again. In my eyes, the Constitution is invalid. If it's continually violated, we, the people, do not consent. Yes. I definitely believe that certain people believe that the Constitution was signed. There's a misconception that, first of all, the misconception is that it was signed by everybody. It was never that. And if you watch the Lincoln movie, you can see that they never wanted that. That was not a thing. They were all like, oh, here. We all agree that the slaves should be free. Here. No, these niggas was like, I don't want to clean shit. Don't make me. They started freaking out.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave?
They got hurt. So you got to make it. You got to tell the kids like, yo, thank you, by the way, Marcella, for that. It is true. I definitely believe that certain people signed that paper and certain people believed in it and certain people had no intentions of following that for all people. It wasn't, they say all, but again, if you say that we're 3/5 of the person, then it's not for us. That's the trick.
Oh, you good?
By all means, guys, like I say, I only do this because it grinds my gears. And here at Negroes, if it ain't right, it's probably racist. Off the dome.
You know we finally there, right? It's boss. You know we finally there, right?
Legitimate. Well, illegitimate, yes. Facts. Why, when I watch American Greed, there's not a lot of black people on there? Somebody's doing all the crimes. It can't just be us. It can't just be Chicago either. By the way, the Chicago payout for their police department is almost equal to New York City. They have a lot. Again, that was from 2019. They are still doing these weird payouts because they keep killing people's children. My brothers and sisters. That's okay. Not waiting on karma. Got some good news on some instant karma that happened to a police officer. But we'll do that tomorrow. Probably know who I'm talking about. Get to another clip. And we're going to wrap it up, guys. Excuse me, not going to be a long one. Like I always say, excuse me, if it's not right, it's probably racist or illegitimate. Welcome to Live at 5, guys, the only show that starts at 6:45. We had an early show today. To all my light-skinned people out there, don't give up.
Inside the house.
Keep fighting a good fight, but don't claim that I'm becoming a nigger. I feel it. CRT's getting a hold of me. The CRT's getting a hold on me.
Well, I've never figured out what a critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after a year of talking about it. They're teaching that some races are more superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently sinful, and that's the goal.
To what is happening in this country and how what is happening in this country is continuing to create differential outcomes so we can become that country that we say we are. So critical race theory is not anti-patriotic. In fact, it is more patriotic than those who are opposed to it because we believe in the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. We believe.
Shout out to Bob Cartel, shout out to T-1000, and shout outs to the doctor. She's from, if you want to know who that doctor is, I forget her name off the top. I had it. It's written down, I think, in the description. But that is a episode of John Oliver that that was mixed. He did an episode on CRT, guys. If you want to go check that out, go check out John Oliver's full coverage of CRT on HBO. Not sponsored yet, unfortunately. Not yet.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Yeah, John Oliver covers CRT. He's an ally. Love his work. We're going to have some woke goats coming up. We got a lot to discuss, guys. We might even do like a 3-hour woke goat. Something crazy. Like some sort of like marathon woke goat. So help me find my drawers. Hopefully you have nowhere to be at that time. Definitely this weekend. Also, the news is back. We had to take a brief hiatus. You know how life be lifing. Again, to all my grifters out there, I've seen a couple of grifters out there. The grifting is up. Please don't grift me or my family.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just
Or
quoting the
anyone
shit.
that I know.
You start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
All right, guys. I got a video. I'm going to play it. And then we're going to discuss it. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. Yada, yada, yada. I can't believe that the correctional officers are continuing with the shit. And they're like these weird sort of people where they're like, they won't admit it until they get caught. And they're like, all right, I did that. I don't understand that. That's not gangster. Okay? You think you're a gangster, that's not gangster. They talk gangster, but they're not gangster. They do karate classes, probably with the little kids. Probably doing karate with little kids, like Rick James said. All right, I want to play. I mentioned Rutgers University yesterday. So this is from a law school. I'm only playing facts. I don't care what people think that CRT means or what they think it's going to do to their children at the age of in K-12. But I got a brief little snippet, snibby dibby, snibby clibby.
Once again, I'm not an activist.
And yeah, we hear her out. It's short, and then we're gonna get into the long clip, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Get my closing in. Not gonna be a long one, guys. Friday edition. Thank you for joining me.
Some of what we're talking about is really not a conversation about critical race theory at all. I don't know what you think about this, but at the K-12 level, I don't think we're talking about critical race theory.
That's right.
I think we're talking about just plain old history. Yep. Do we want to teach history as it is documented, right? As historians know to be true, or do we want to continue to teach myths to children? And I mean, I guess tying that to critical race theory, like there's narrative and counter narrative is part of that. And we can talk about that, but I really feel like I wish we could separate out what K through 12 teachers are trying to, or that conversation is about. To me, I just see that as about teaching history as it happened, as opposed to, as you know, was taught when I was in elementary school, some mythical version of American exceptionalism that we like children to believe, and that perpetuates all types of systems of oppression.
If you do make work, internet work, the power of the clip. Hold on. The power of the clip. Like that, Razor. It's going Raider. You're gonna do me like that. Now the power of the clip is very important. You have no idea who's gonna look at your little clip, this small clip. You think no one's gonna watch it. Next thing you know, you inspire someone to do a 2-part series. Just keep mixing up the words that mean for you to wake up so you can continue to sleep. But for some reason, you continue to talk about the fucking Matrix. The Matrix has nothing to do with you.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
You're not part of the Matrix. You don't even want to expose your own history. How can you be part of the Matrix? The Matrix, you have to know who you are within. That's what the lady with the spoon said. I didn't say that. The lady with the spoon said that. You have to know who you are from within. You can't know who you are within from hiding from yourself. You know who didn't hide? T-1000. He didn't hide. So be more like T-1000. Go for yours. But the battle way. You're sneaking. You're sneaking and you're lying. And you want to lie to the kids. Tisk, tisk. You're worrying about what's going on in Chicago. You worry about Chicago's children. You need to worry about your own kids. You need to worry about lying to your own. Don't worry about the children in Chicago. Worry about you lying to your own children.
White people doing white people things.
All right, this is my favorite part of the show where I'm gonna play a clip from someone who I can't stand. Too easy to hate. Obviously, it's Charlie Kirk. Video's titled "Charlie Kirk owns woman" or whatever. You know how they write. He owns leftists for trying to stick up to CRT. Owns her. The video is 19 minutes. I'm gonna skip. We're not gonna do 19 minutes. It's 117. We gotta wrap this up. It's not gonna be a long show, guys. Thank you for joining me again. If this is your first time, welcome.
I wish a nigga would like, subscribe, and share.
We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
Just admire this background for a sec.
So let me ask you a question. So in the CRT literature, what do you think of white people or whiteness?
Who would you like me to quote?
Kimberly Crenshaw.
I haven't read Kimberly.
She says that whiteness is a cancer or a toxin on our society.
Privilege that comes with being white in this country.
Right. So what privilege do you and I as white people have that black people don't have?
Yeah, great question. On applications that are blindly judged, white sounding job more, they're paid more.
Not true. In fact, it's the opposite. There's black privilege right now. It's called affirmative action, where underqualified blacks are true or false.
True.
Okay, so yeah, there's black privilege, not white privilege.
I
in this
actually don't
country.
think affirmative action is how we address education inequality.
Okay, well, that affirmative action was is still largely supported CRT regime. But let's get back to CRT, to the essence of it.
Sure.
CRT believes in one manifestation of its ideology is black-only dormitories. So white people are not allowed. Do you believe in black-only dormitories?
No, and I don't have to agree
Okay.
with
No,
every
you're
aspect
being
of an
fair.
ideology
Fine.
to argue for it.
So then what part of CRT do you like? Because they call whiteness a toxin, black-only dormitories. And if you want to talk about like ideological or intellectual sloppiness,
Wait, I'm sorry. What's wrong with black-only dormitories? Do you know how many what the fuck is happening here? Who's the one in the Matrix that betrayed them and wanted to go back to sleep? Oh, it was fucking the one that ate the steak. Yeah, it was the steak eater. Steak eater Matrix. That guy. Time to Google. You know what?
And what? Let's check. What's
Google time. It's Google time. What is it?
It was this son of a bitch. He's a good actor though, but he's a son of a bitch for doing that. He portrayed us. They are all this guy. His name was, his real name is Joe Battagliano, but we know him as, I think it was Quarters or something. I don't know. His name was Quarters or something. Goins. He was a freak. Oh, Cypher. Guys, it's Cypher. We got it. There's fucking Matrix aficionados here.
You better wake up.
We're Matrix aficionados here. We don't fuck around this show. We're Matrix aficionados. Guys. Let's do business here, huh? Let's do business. Let's I'll get back to my man. We're not gonna be jumping screens all night, but here we go. No problem. There he is. This fucking guy. He chose steak over the revolution. You could have just had you could have done anything. You could have been anything you wanted. He chose steak. Yeah. He chose steak, guys. Guys, look. Guys. Cypher. Guys, Cypher's chose steak right here. He said it was too good. He said it was too good. And he said, you know what, Neo? Fuck you and your revolution. That's kind of it was Cypher. Cypher gave us all up for a fucking steak dinner. Medium rare. You could get that from an air fryer right now, you son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit niggas is on. Niggas trying to sell us out for an air fryer steak. Malcolm X, could you imagine in the future there is a Matrix situation where we find a chosen one, a new Jesus, and he has to get out of that damn chair and of the office. It's probably like the office, like the show. It's hilarious. And then there's a black guy telling him he's got to figure it out or we're all doomed. I would hope he wouldn't choose a steak that you could make in an air fryer right now. You could take a ribeye right now, throw it in the air fryer, get medium rare. I mean, this is coming from I cook. Listen, let me tell you something. I worked in kitchens. The air fryer, the right one, a Ninja air fryer, will give you a medium rare steak, leaner than pan-seared, baby. We're talking leaner than pan-seared. Throw a little farro on there. What is it, farro? What is it, taro? Taro. Little beef taro on the grill. Guys, we're talking good eating. Shout out to my vegans out there. All right. Back to my man. Whatever the hell he's talking about. Ugh. He's Cypher. This is Cypher, guys, from the Matrix.
1619 project.
I think it's very sloppy.
Okay, we agree. Nicole Hannah Jones.
I think it's overstated, and
okay.
I think some of the
you're
parts
being
are inaccurate.
Fair. Okay, good.
The parts of CRT that I think are most relevant and, very factually, you can, what am I trying to say? There's a lot of evidence for them, is the fact that previous inequalities, such as the institution of slavery, such as our treatment of Native Americans, do in fact affect those populations today. And you were saying before, in inner cities, there's a lot more crime, and a lot of that is because of redlining and other practices that come directly from the mistreatment of minorities previously in this country.
So I want to make sure I understand. So black people make up 13% of the American population.
Oh, 1350, my favorite.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they commit 55% of all the murders?
Super great question. It's basically a very complex intersection of race and economic status.
Where they throw out a number like a magician and they think that is true. You won't check it right on the spot, so it'll just be like, it's true. Why do they commit 55% of the bullshit? Nigga, put it like this, and I'm talking to you, my niggas. I'm talking to my niggas. First of all, you can go by the prison system. It's not made up of all black people. That's just a fact. It's sparse. It's sparse. Every race, almost every race, even Native American. But my thing is this: if you look at all the crimes that you think you're seeing on the news, and you say, "Holy shit, a lot of black people are doing stuff," where the hell are all of these murder mysteries coming from that are brand new? I'm not talking about the murder mysteries where we're looking at Gacy again and all these other fucking crimes from the 90s all over again. Brand new crimes. Not in black neighborhoods, not in the projects, in a great place to raise your family. Fucking, you guys got that little fucking circumference with all those houses, all look alike. Fucking weird.
White people doing white people thing.
The fucking them shit. The show Them on Amazon Prime, not sponsored yet. That type of shit. That's how y'all live. Y'all be burying bodies there, multiple bodies. I don't care if Tyrone killed LaShawn over a drug deal. That's not the same as you decapitating a woman's head and then having sex with the corpse. That's y'all shit. What would you prefer? When you talk about black murder, you're not even talking. We can't even make documentaries about our murder because it's simple. It's poverty crime. Easy. Y'all shit, complex. You got the money, but you don't got the motive. The motive is
it's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
Minority people tend to be in a lower economic status because of discrimination.
So then why
face.
don't poor Asians commit a lot of murders?
Also, great question. Asian people weren't originally brought to America on purpose like black people, and they weren't already present here like natives.
Wait, so blacks murder because they were brought here 250 years ago?
I would like to finish.
Okay,
Asian pork rind.
Yeah.
The Asian pork rind.
Yeah, word up.
The Asian pork rind.
Yeah, word up. Shout out to Chastity. We miss you, girl. This nigga said, how come the Asians don't commit crimes? Since when? Speaking of Asians, sorry, I'm gonna play it. I'm sorry. Speaking of Asians, before I did this CRT episode, I was gonna do a show on the Asian community, just asking, where are you guys? There's a whole war happening in Gaza. There's a whole war happening with black and white people since you got here with your 2 cents in your pocket. Then you got your deli. Then you shot Latasha. I'm just saying, like, where are you guys in this whole thing that that's going on? Like, where do you stand? You're so quiet. It's scary. I know you're there. I know you exist. I just want to know where you at. But that's what I was gonna do the show. It's gonna be like, China, where you at? Something like that.
The Asian pork rind.
Yeah, word up. But I decided not to because I love the food and I have no beef. What?
The Asian pork rind.
Yeah, word up.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right?
Well, it's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday. It's
Yeah, all that jumping is making me nervous.
I said I don't have the beef. I don't have beef with the Asians. I love the food. Come on, guys. Look, we're talking puns. This is live at 5. You got to wake up, guys. You got to wake up.
We're going live at 5.
Depending how this keeps going, I'll do shows on Saturdays. But the way these numbers are looking, no, I don't know. It's good. So far, so good. Yeah. You ate yesterday. Show up. There's a video with 2,000 views right now on YouTube. Not bragging. Just appreciate the work. Almost at 2K. And that was just earlier. Appreciate it. So I'll let Charles talk a little bit more, and then I'm going to get to my wrap up. Clearly, maybe we could jump around. Well, he's talking about CRT, so really I'm going to get into this. But, they always get these white girls that be up there. They sound so meek, and they're used to talking to them. Just like Kavanaugh. I'm not saying all white girls are meek. I'm just saying they get the ones up there. They know who to get. Just like Kavanaugh, she's like, you raped me, but huh? Keep cutting them off and shit.
You're a fucking pig.
From already wealthy countries that are already wealthy when they get here. Crime is committed primarily
First
by
of all,
poor
that's not
people.
true. Talk to anybody from Vietnamese. Anybody? Did your family come here wealthy? Yes
Not
and
wealthy,
no. Okay.
but not. I'm
Yes
not
or
saying
no?
they come
No.
here. Okay.
The average Vietnamese does not come here wealthy.
I'm not okay. I perhaps misspeak, but a lot of the, you complain about it all the time. A lot of the immigration from countries that border us, right? It's sort of desperate people who are of a lower economic status, right? And they're coming here for a better life.
So two things. Number one, there's been more blacks that have legally immigrated to this country in the last 30 years than were ever brought as slaves. That's number one. Number two, you still haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to.
Why?
It's a complicated answer.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because Black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
That's not true.
because of
Okay, no, this is
CRT.
fine. This is great.
Basically,
So you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies
This is where
on
we
that.
disagree. One insult to the working poor
So
of this
why do you
country.
think Black people commit more
Well,
crime?
first of
Charlie
all,
Kirk?
so how? Let me ask.
why do
Let me
you
ask
think
you a
that?
question. As
No,
my
answer
answer.
it. Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So that's why you
80% of
think it is.
blacks do not have a stable father around. It is the most predictable way to end up in prison.
These fucking numbers, 20%, 80%, 20%. All right, if you guys are the ones if you love your dad so much, why do you guys keep having sex with them? Listen, having a dad doesn't necessarily mean you have a happy household. I watch a show called The Evil Within every single night. I try to skip some nights so I don't have to watch murder every night. But most of those murders are from white dads. So I'm like, they were better off without that dad. I have no white friends who are close with their white dads like that. So that whole shit, garbage, trash. They may be friends with their dads, but they're not. They're not close. They're not close. He's making it seem like that determines your morality is your having a father in the house. That's not true. It actually can make you a murderer. The Evil Within, trickle-down effect. Most of the murderers that you guys look up to, trickle-down effect from their dads. I don't know if that's the way. Can't be. If white dads are our saviors, that means that our history, all right, if white dads are the cure, why the fuck is the country so fucked up if they're supposedly our forefathers?
Yes, please. You saw what they did to us during the rebellion.
They're bad dads.
It's our full-on war.
What kind of dads are these
We're
dads?
tired of getting our heads
Talk
kicked
about
in.
bad fathers.
Got us our
What
civil
about the
rights
forefathers?
and our
They're
right
the
to
worst.
vote.
At what price? Our souls? Our dignity?
Fabrication. 40, 80%, 80, 40% fabrication.
Not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women
And
that they have
why,
impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the Black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the Black community, and it
so
shouldn't
it's
be.
culture. Okay.
Don't take my
I
word
see.
for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how Black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of Black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? How
They
can
should
you
all
blame?
be addressed, and they're all related.
Okay, how is a white person to blame for the?
Easily. Look, if you're the king, hold on. We shouldn't be compared to any other racial group besides whites and Native Americans. We were the only ones here. True that. They were not here. The Saxon, as I mentioned yesterday, The Vikings found America before the Saxons have. Everyone found America before the Saxons have. Last place, just like this country, last place. We're first in murder and money, but we're last in morality and kindness. We're bad to our new mothers. We're bad to our handicap. We're bad to our veterans. We're bad to we're the worst. Everything else, but number one in money and other things that don't matter. That being said, we should be equal to whites in an economic and social class. Yes, love that. If we are supposedly no longer 3/5, the 3/5 law, the thing that you guys tried to get past of us being 3/5 of a human, that no longer stands. And if we are equivalent finally to your class of a human, that means that we should get the equivalent of the money that you receive. Okay, and not just money. I mean by money, I mean the rights that you receive. Be able to walk around freely, be able to get I want to say equally justified. So you don't look at my color when you give me a sentence. It's just more about the actual crime that I did. So this whole thing about people getting slaps on the wrist, our wrists only have cuff marks, never slaps, never slaps. Also, we're not 13%. We don't take the census. Exactly. That's another thing, Charles Kirk. Again, a lot of these guys, they throw out numbers and they think that they're confusing anyone. They're not confusing anyone. With AI, Charles, you're not confusing anybody. You're throwing out 18% of blacks have no dads, 42% of white black scale arrests, 80 about 15% of blacks even vote. Dude, those are your made up numbers. I don't care about Republican weird news anchor numbers that you guys be making up, rolling up your fucking sleeves, making up shit. I don't care about that. We're talking about facts, okay? This is Odd Negroes. We talk about facts here.
Did that make you feel a certain way?
And slaves were bred, created like cattle. And of course, our numbers weren't the same when we came off the boat. Well, clearly, half of us were thrown into the water. So that might have shifted the number a bit.
Did you feel that?
Yes.
Yeah, half of us were thrown to the boat, which was also, the pregnant ones. Some of them had to go. So, yeah, maybe they might have shifted the numbers a little bit, but yet we still rise. The numbers are still small. The Caucasian, the Saxon number is smaller than it's ever been. So that's why I feel, as I'm coming around the bend, the CRT is kind of like their way of shortening our numbers again. If you have the children wanting to mix race, make mixed race babies, they feel like it's profitable, it makes a smarter baby or a more attractive baby, and you preach that will dwindle down the black race. If you continue to make slavery and have no blame put on the Caucasian for the history of this country, that will lead to a dwindle of the black race. That's not new. No, listen, if you don't know who you are, you're a waste to your race. That goes to any of you, white, black, Asian, whoever. If you don't know who you are, you're a waste to your race. So
you've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Come up here trying to race bash. You should be proud of who you are, and you shouldn't have someone constantly trying to erase your history. How chaotic is that? They're like the fucking one of those Power Stones from the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to snap like we didn't exist, like our history didn't exist. That's OP. All right, guys. I don't know how much more I can get through to Charles. It's clear. I get what he's getting at. I get what he's putting down. I don't know, put a little bit more. I don't know. Kind of feel like I got the gist. You guys want to see the rest of this? You know, college girl says ID cards are racist and affirmative action is great. Yada yada yada. But it's just, you know, he does his thing. He sits up there. He schools them on his weird college rhetoric. But again, that conversation is disservice because she doesn't know how the shit went down, and then he throws white facts on top of misused white facts, and that's just
White people. White people think. He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
Guys, no Terminator 3. I understand. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's another form of the war that we're in with you guys that you won't let up. It's not a negative view that we're trying to give you, just for the record. It's not a negative view. It's just the truth. And if the truth is negative, be positive about it. There's nothing wrong with the truth.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people.
You guys love the truth. You can't handle the truth. You want nothing but the truth. The children will be left with a distorted realization of, I remember I told reality is all we have. They will be left with a broken reality, just like we once were. How we're starting to realize that we need each other and how we work better together. We didn't even want to separate. We're not even trying to keep it all black. We invited y'all to the fucking barbecue.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right? Well, it's Friday then.
We invited you to the barbecue. We're doing all this stuff. We're trying to work with you, but you're working against us. Positive and negative, my nigga, it don't work, okay? You want to keep killing us on the low and hang out with us when we're high. It's not going to work. If you don't like us when we're poor, you're not going to like us when we're rich. I promise you that. We will turn on you, just like you've turned on us. You've turned your back on us. CRT is actually a restart. It's actually a sort of a refresh to get the kids going, to get this country going, actually on track. It will actually help the country grow if they can see what has happened and learn it from the jump. We won't hate so much. That's on your part too. Less lynching, less public lynching, less online lynching, all that shit. If you get them at young, we can stop all that. And whoever is against it, I know who you are.
Well, I've never figured out what a critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after a year of talking about it. They're teaching that some races are morally superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently sinful, and that's the moral.
Critical race theory just says let's pay attention to what has happened in this country and how what has happened in this country is continuing to create differential outcomes so we can become that country that we say we are. So critical race theory is not anti-patriotic. In fact, it is more patriotic than those who are opposed to it because we believe in the 13th and 14th and the 15th Amendment. We believe in the promises of equality, and we know we can't get there if we can't confront and talk honestly about inequality. Yeah, she's right. I think she's right.
I don't know. It's kind of like if you're telling them to come with me if you want to live. You're trying. I don't know what else he wants to do. Magic? You want magic? You keep calling us black girl magic, black this magic. We got magic. Got Wicked. What I don't. What else you want? You got fucking. You got the Met Gala. What do you want? What do you want? Tell us so we can help you. You can't just go. I told you, if you're gonna hang us, you can't hang with us. And I know you want to hang with us. I know you do. You love it. I know you do. I wish you. Sometimes I wish you did it, but I know some of my artists wouldn't have any money if you didn't exist, because we ain't buying those records. Can I tell you why? They don't fucking support us. A lot of people are going on an old metric system where it's like, if this artist is a black artist who supports black things, like No Name, for instance, who opened up black libraries for impoverished neighborhoods who don't have a fucking library or don't have access to books, and she's also a great rapper, want to contribute money to that. Kid Cudi, on the other hand, no.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Less about none. Less. How about none? Less. Wait, less. How about none? That's probably about something I said earlier. Where they care less. Oh yeah, well, you say they care less. Yeah, they don't care. I don't know. They don't care at all. Yeah, Kid Cudi has a white wife. He doesn't give a shit. That's more of a Tomorrow show. That's more of an X show. He dropped this single, guys, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like, you could tell when guys are having sex with white women. No disrespect. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Seriously, dude. Like, where have you been? Do you know we're at war?
What are we talking about?
People are dying in the street. This nigga's like, Neverland, take you there, girl. He sound like this nigga. All right, guys. This has been Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45 today. This is the end of our CRT series. Electric Boogaloo. I can't keep saying it over and over again. The fact that the sensitivity level is fucking up the entire country systematically, dynamically, however you want to, any adicles you want to put it, emotionally, your latch on racism is slowing us down more than us not having a fucking bullet train, you know? We'll probably get the bullet train if you could just let racism go, but you won't. For some reason, you think it's still okay. And you know who I'm talking to. You do it subtle, you do it light, but you keep on doing it and you won't stop. And we'll go to festivals and we'll go out of our way to get connected with you, but you won't go out of your way to get connected to us. And with that way, there is no connection. So with that being said, let them cook, let these teachers cook. I hope all the teachers teach them about Black Panthers. I hope they raise many white Zoe Deschanel's and a whole bunch of white people that want to give up their white kids that want to give up their white citizenship and turn black because they're tired of being lied to. It's simple. You want to be tired of being lied to? Come on over to the black side. We don't lie to you over here. The only people that lie to us is celebrities. Celebrities lie to us, and that has nothing to do with us. Celebrities lie to everybody. That's their job. So, you want to hear the truth? You come over to the black side. We'll take you. Any white person that wants to give up their white citizenship, you heard it here first on Odd Negroes.
Go back to my home country. You can get reconnected with your roots. Yeah, go back.
There better not be any Spanish there, okay? Especially coming from your unemployed ass mouth.
We'll take you. You want to give up your white citizenship? You want to do the cornrows? You want to be a Zoe Deschanel, whatever her name is now? So I know it's probably changed again. We'll take you if you want to give up your citizenship, because I know you're tired of being lied to. I'm tired of hearing the lies. So With open hands and hearts, we say to you, come on down. Come on down.
I don't have friends. I got family.
All right, guys.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
I would like a closure on the CRT thing. I want us to get along. I want us to be able to actually rehabilitate people. I want the people who know that there's racism in their family to address those people. Address those bad apples, or the tree will fall. I promise you that. I'm not a gardener either. Listen, I told you.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start.
This has been CRT 1000. Why all the EMT with the CRT 1000? Again, I hope you learned something. I just want a better world for not just me, but for the kids. How do we reach the kids? Should we teach them the same shit that we got taught? I don't think so. Look where it got us. Look at us. We're in the middle of a breakup. It's getting bad, guys. I promise you, it's getting bad. We're in the middle of a breakup. We might break up with you. And then what happens? No more TikTok. No more dances. That's probably really old. I don't know.
I strongly believe that TikTok is a ticking bomb.
All right. This has been Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45. There was an early one. Not going to be all day. We reached a little behind the two-hour mark. Thank you for joining me today. You could have been anywhere else, but you spent your Friday with me. I appreciate you. Tomorrow I'm going to probably do a... fuck it. Yeah, we'll do a X gonna give it to you. I got a lot of X stuff that I want to share. Maybe I'll do like a 30-minute little quick X rundown, and we'll just do that. Then going forward, we're gonna pick up It's Just the News, and then we're gonna get back to Woke Goat, and then we're getting back to Yak. These are real things that are happening. You can see it up here, all the shows. There it goes. Right there. So we're getting back to all those, guys. But for now, this is Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6:45. Thanks for joining me.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6:5. Ooh, that's it.
This has been fun. Don't forget to love yourselves and I love you back. I'll see you tomorrow. I had a blast. Shouts to Charles. Thank you, Charles Kirk. I don't want to hear him rant anymore. I get the gist. But like I said my piece, and I'm going to land my plantanos here. All right, guys. See you soon. Love yourselves. I love you back. Bye. Thank you for joining me. That's what's up. Yo, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
You know we finally here, right? You know we finally here, right?
Well, it's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I've never figured out what critical race theory is, to be totally honest, after a year of talking about it. They're teaching that some races are morally superior to others, that some are inherently sinful and some are inherently sinful, and that's immoral to teach that because it's wrong.
Critical race theory just says, let's pay attention to what has happened in this country and how what has happened in this country is continuing to create differential outcomes so we can become that country that we say we are. So critical race theory is not anti-patriotic. In fact, it is more patriotic than those who are opposed to it because we believe in the 13th and the 14th and the 15th Amendment. We believe in the promises of equality, and we know we can't get there if we can't confront and talk honestly about inequality.
Happy Odd Negroes Friday. I'm your host, Odd Negro.